Hey guys, it's your boy Paulie Walnuts here from the P on the Podcast Experience. Super stoked to be on this journey. Extra stoked to have y'all here with me. So far on my journey of this life, I've been able to meet so many rad and awesome creatives, artists, musicians, free thinkers, progressive thinkers, skateboarders, snowboarders, BMXers, surfers. The list goes on and on and on. And these are people I personally feel like the world needs to know. The world needs to hear their voices, needs to know their ideas, needs to know what they are up to because they inspire me to be the best Paulie that I can be, and I think that they will inspire you too. So thanks for coming on this journey with me, and I hope you enjoy the ride. Now this would not be possible if it wasn't for our gracious sponsors that make Paulie on the Pod possible. So I'd like to take this moment to give a big shout out to Mad Axe Decks. That's MADACTS DECKS. It's a local skateboarder, Dalton Maddox, who custom shapes skateboard decks for you. They're the best damn decks you can ride. I've ridden about 5 or 6 of them now. I give him my dimensions, I give him shapes, I give him my inspirations. He knocks them out. 100% North American hard rock maple, custom fit to your liking. It doesn't get any better. You can check him out on Instagram at mad_axe_decks. That's at MAD_ACTS_DECKS. Would also love to give a huge shout out to Pomeroy Woodwork and Design. It's a family owned and operated business here located in Jacksonville, Florida. They pride themselves on traditional craftsmanship, and they specialize in custom design, cabinet making, crown molding and trim, furniture refurbishing, as well as repurposing. You can email them with inquiries at pomeroywoodworkanddesign@gmail.com. That's POMEROYWOODWORKDESIGN@gmail.com, as well as on Instagram at Pomeroy Woodwork Design. Once again, that's at POMEROYWOODWORKDESIGN. Check them out. They'll build you beds, they'll build out your closets, they'll do everything that you need. They're amazing. And finally, we're also brought to you by Lawn Chair. What is Lawn Chair, that you ask? That is the question. Some wonder, is it a company? Is it a brand? Or is it a movement? Is it none of the above, or is it all of the above? We may never know. But what we do know is that it's coming to a lawn near you. And you should beware the chair. Beware the chair. Anyway, we'd like to once again give a big thanks to all of our sponsors here at Paulie on the Pod, or P on the Pod Podcast Experience, and we look forward to our journey along the way. Thanks, and enjoy the ride. Hey, Paulie Walnuts back at you guys with a couple of reminders of some events that are coming up at the end of November into the first week of December. Starting with November 24th, we got a bunch of stuff going on at 1904 Music Hall. From the 24th to the 25th, we have Jacksonville Dead Fest. You're going to want to check that out. As well as we have our Jacksonville Jaguars versus the Tennessee Titans at 4:05 p.m. And then November 30th, we have the Jacksonville Lightboat Parade, as well as the St. Augustine Festival of Art. And then on December 1st, we've got our Jacksonville Jaguars versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. A bunch of rad events going on here in our city, as well as everywhere around the world. You're going to want to check them out. Stay tuned, and here we go.
or lease from in the morning.
It's Beyond the Pod.
You're listening to Beyond the Pod.
Yo, let's go. You're on the
You're listening to Beyond the Pod.
All right, I'm real excited about my guest today. He's a good friend of mine. I've known him for quite some years. We've been skating together for a long time. He's a hip-hop artist, an entrepreneur, Malik, a.k.a. The Black Toilet, a.k.a. Kwanzaa, a.k.a.
DJ Back Brace, a.k.a. Wow, my lower back hurt, a.k.a. It's kind of cold outside, I need to put on a jacket.
Hey, I like that. It's kind of cold outside.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Well, I'm super stoked to have you on. This is the first episode, pilot episode, if you will. And I really honestly couldn't think of a better guest than my boy. You know what I mean? I remember when we were at the skate park at Kona and we were kicking it and you were talking about doing music and wanting to do all these things. And damn, I've really enjoyed watching you do these things, man.
Yeah, you were there before it started. That's crazy.
I got to say, dude. So I got a couple of talking points here that not everybody knows you. So we're gonna find out who you are. So the Black Toilet, my friend. How did you come up with that?
All right, so it was a nice, beautiful Wednesday afternoon. I was sitting in my house on my couch, and it was beautiful. It wasn't too hot, it wasn't too cold, and I'm thinking, why am I inside and not outside, you know? So I'm looking at my phone and my Instagram, and I'm like, wow, I wonder what's available on Instagram. So I tried a couple of things. I tried truck door.
Door?
Yeah, lawn mower. And then I tried lawn chair, too, and that's how that was born. I was like, wait, I should save that for something else. So then I kept trying, and then I was like, let's try the black something. So then the Black Toilet came, and it was available, and I used it. So it wasn't anything before the name came, but then after I made the name, people started attaching their own meanings to it. So now it's like larger than me. You know, I have no control on how
Super
people.
dope. Dude, I didn't even know how that honestly came about. I'd heard a couple of different explanations, but I never really heard about that. And so Kwanzaa, that's the other one we see like on the IG and everything.
Yeah,
Kwanzaa.
yeah.
What is that? The middle name?
Yeah, my middle name is Daquan, and when that song came out, I'm not going to say the title because I don't want to bring it, back into anyone's memories. But when that song came out, I hated my middle name, but then I thought instead of hating it, I should embrace it. So I tried to work around it, and then I found that Kwanzaa is like a celebration of the African culture here in America. So
Yeah.
it's spelled Quanza instead of the KWA. So
That's
it's embracing
sick,
my
dude.
middle name and.
Brad, man, that's
Culture,
really
yeah.
creative. I dig that. I dig that a lot. So when did you first start getting into music?
Ooh.
I mean, how old were you? Like,
That's tough because I was always around it. Everyone's always around music is what drives the people.
Right on.
Everyone loves music,
For
of
sure.
course. So
it's a root of culture. I
it's,
feel.
it's the root of life,
Yeah.
actually. Without music, there is no life to me. So
No.
it's always around it, but the creation process started about, I want to say it might be like 4 years ago now. And I rapped before I produced. And I remember my oldest cousin had to bring his computer to our house for some reason. And he created music. So then I thought, if he can do it, I can do it. He had beats on his computer that he made. So I stayed up all night one night and made an entire mixtape under a different name in like one night and played it
Wow.
the next day. And I was so excited because I created it. And ever since then, it's been like a rap.
It's been on.
It's been on, yeah.
That's sick. I like that. What was your first setup?
My first setup?
Yeah, what programs were you messing with? I mean, what did it look like when the first recordings came out? Because I know everybody, I've been there, done a couple of recordings myself back in the day, and I know how hodgepodge a home studio can be.
Oh, man,
egg cartons on the wall to dampen sound and all that.
So, when my first song that I ever made was on a phone on the SoundCloud, like the SoundCloud app. And you can record music on your SoundCloud if you play a song and then just record it on your phone. That's how we did it until my oldest cousin had an extra mic. It was like a blue snowball.
Oh, yeah.
It's
I know
white.
which one.
It looks like a snowball.
Yeah,
So we taped a Vans box onto the wall and put the blue inside of the box.
Creative.
And that's how we did it. In the garage, we called it Blue in the Box.
Blue in a box.
Blue in the Box is what we called it. So that was the first setup, Blue in the Box on FL11, I think.
That's what's up. And this was over in Sin City, right?
Yes, sir. In the
Yeah.
garage.
Yeah,
That's where it all
dude.
started.
So how old are you? You said you
I
started
am-
about 4 years ago.
Yeah, so I am 19 now.
19.
Yeah.
Young buck when you started. Still a young buck.
So yeah, I'm the youngest in the group. The youngest, like pretty much everywhere I go. So
In the group?
yeah.
What's the group?
Oh, Computer Food. Wow.
Computer Food.
Mm.
Tell us about that.
So Computer Food is made up of myself, Yellow Steve, Aunt Acid, LDB, and Remy Martian. And
Remy Martian.
Remy Martian, yeah, he didn't. That's just like his first name and something he decided to draw when he was younger, so he stuck with it. But I believe as if I don't want to say the best, quote unquote, but I think we are extremely talented, and all of us came together and put all of our creative energy into one instead of separately. And I think we're onto something.
And these are all Duval artists?
Oh yes, everyone is
Sick.
in Duval.
Putting the city on the map.
It's just hard to line up a schedule when it's 5 people. It's so
yeah.
hard to get everyone into one room.
Man, it's
That's
hard
the-
for me to like coordinate with one other person. I mean, it's
It's
crazy.
tough. It's
I
tough.
can
but
imagine.
Yeah.
I can imagine. When was your first performance
Ooh,
and where?
I know where, but I don't know exactly when. I think you were at my first performance. Actually,
I was.
You were.
I'll
yeah.
never forget it.
It was at 1904 Music Hall. Shout out to 1904.
Yeah.
We love you so
1904.
much.
Yep.
You guys always look out and make sure everyone in the community is.
That is actually
Give it a
like one of the
chance.
better venues
Yeah.
we have. Like back in my day when I was around your age and everybody's doing music, we had the Imperial, which is over off West Forsyth Street. We had Fuel, which was like right in 5 Points across from like the Sunray Cinema. And those were really like the two main areas. There's a couple other places around town, but it was like if you were a local artist and you were trying to get on, especially if there was a national act coming through and you were trying to get on as like an early opener, try and showcase your stuff, those were the places to go. And when they closed down, I was like kind of depressed for the city. But 1904 is fully just slid into that
They
spot.
came through and we
And
love you.
they get big acts there.
Yeah.
They do for such a small venue.
Speaking of big acts, Xavier Wolf is coming back to town December 19th, and I don't know. I think a birdie told me that Computer Food's opening for him, and you
Wow.
don't have to come, but if you would like to get out of your house, off of your couch, off of your phone, and come see some beautiful live music, I think you should.
Definitely. When was that? December 15th?
December 19th. I
December
believe.
19th.
I may be
Computer
wrong.
Food opening up for Xavier Wolf.
Mm,
You're gonna want to be there.
mm.
I like that. I like that a lot. And how many songs? I mean, because you've been steady
Yeah.
in the lab.
Oh yeah.
How many beats do you think you have now in the vault?
Ooh.
And how many songs? Because I know you got the ones you released to everybody, and you're like, these are.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
you know, push him out there, but
How many do you have?
let's see.
What's
So-
the hard drive look like?
So for my beats, I make at least like 4 to 5 beats a day on a good day.
Nice.
Like if I sit down in my room, I'm making 4 beats for sure. So beats, I would say we have over at least 300 at this
Wow.
point. We have at least over 300, and that's including all the stuff I made on the FL, all the stuff I made on Ableton, and all the stuff I made on Machine. If we combine them, I have at least over 300 beats.
Wow.
And I would say about 100 of them are being used for something or sent out to people. So there's like over 200 beats just sitting on my computer collecting cyber dust is what we call it.
Nice.
It's collecting a bunch of cyber dust. And for songs, I'm not supposed to say this. I kind of had to talk the group into let me announce this kind of stuff. But I have an EP coming out mid-December,
Yes.
an album coming out February,
Tell me more.
and then another album coming out after that.
Hell
So
yes.
we have up to 2 albums and an EP worth of music that's coming out, and you will be able to hear it December 19th.
Look, hey,
And
you're here to the streets. Look out.
not saying you have to come; it's not a requirement. But if you would like to,
It's strongly suggested.
If you would
that
like
you know,
to, you know.
if you want to know what's happening in this happening town, you're gonna be there December 19th.
yeah, I'm just there's another show, November 26th as well. My friend's concert. And it's just, it's a lot of things going on. I'm not saying you have to be there, but I'm off topic. But anyway, yeah, I have about 200
No, you're
beats,
good, man. That's dope.
2 albums and an EP, and they're all just collecting cyber dust until they're where we want it, you know, as a group. We all listen to each other's music and say, you shouldn't do this, you should do this. And we're like, okay, you know, we take it.
And y'all take the
You
criticism
take
real
the criticism,
well. Yeah.
yes. You're not supposed to, they're not like talking down on you for saying like a level's too high. They're just helping you because a different set of ears is a better
Oh
set
yeah,
of
a
ears,
different
for sure.
perspective on many things. You know, a lot of people get caught up and they take they don't take criticism like constructively, they take it destructively.
Yeah.
And they think that, you know, it's like, oh, this is where you can improve. And it's like, no, help me help you.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
same team.
We ask, you know, we have this group chat and we always send music like
That's
every day.
cool.
That's the only thing going down. And that's what it's about, you know, being able to help someone you like admire musically. Like having like some of your favorite artists like in arm's reach is always a beautiful feeling.
Do you guys have I know you got several videos. Do you guys have any plans to release any videos?
You don't even know.
No.
I am not allowed to say what we're
Okay.
working on. I'm not
Confidential.
allowed. I'm not allowed. I wish I should have probably asked more about what I'm allowed to say and what I'm not allowed
No,
to
that's
say.
cool,
but,
man. This is only the beginning. You're gonna be back on.
But ooh, all right. So they're going to be mad. Alan, Ricky, Logan. I am sorry.
Please forgive
Remy,
him.
I'm sorry,
Please
but
forgive him, guys.
we have something called the Computerverse, and since our name is Computer Food, we're creating our own Computerverse. And each person in the Computerverse is making their own character with their own backstory, and then they're all coming together. So it's not
sick.
only a video, it's like a multiple step process on how we're all connected to one another.
I love
And each
it.
project we're releasing as an individual has something to do with the Computerverse outside of the music. So it is now deeper than just music. It is now like a visual, it's a story.
Yeah.
Everything we make from this point forward will be connected with each other.
It's very thoughtful, and I
Yeah.
like that because you know, I grew up. I listen to all music, as I know you do.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
But I huge hip hop head. Hip hop kind of lost me when like the thought started to fall out from it. Like you always had your club bangers, you know what I mean? You always had the smoking weed songs, the fuck your girl songs, you know, all that good shit.
Yeah.
But there was always like thoughtful tracks that the common, you know, working man, lower middle class American could really relate to. And I think that's one of the big things that hip hop has lost, you know, as it's kind of gone into this mumble rap era. You got a few of them out there, you know, shout outs to like the J. Coles and the Kendricks, you know.
Shout
what I'm
out to
saying?
New Earl Sweatshirt.
Yay.
Shout out to Mike. Shout out to Mock Homie. Shout out to Mavi or Mavi. I don't know which way it's pronounced. But there's another sub-genre of hip-hop that's just like blowing up
I love it.
underground right now. Like,
I love it.
Like, I know you know a lot about Ableton.
Yeah.
You have to, right?
Yeah.
All right, so the warp feature in Ableton has been manipulated to like one's disbelief. Like you would not believe what Mike and Ade Akeem, I think that's how you pronounce it. I may be butchering his name, but like the way they manipulate beats now is like
Sick.
it's next level
New
stuff. And every line that these people are writing means something. Every single line. Like Earl is one of the best writers in like today's subgenre of like hip hop.
I love Earl. Earl's dope.
You have to hear Alan, the person in Computer Food, Yellow Steve.
Yeah.
He is the best writer in Jacksonville, Florida, in my opinion.
Well, I can't wait to hear it.
He can outright me any day for sure. And if he was here, he would strongly disagree, and then we would go back and forth. It's not fun.
Hey, but it's all love.
It's all love.
love. I like it.
He is the best writer in Jacksonville, in my opinion.
Dope.
Yeah, for sure.
So I know you're just back to the video thing. I know your early videos were done by Walker, right?
Oh yeah.
Is that who you're still messing with, Capri Cinema?
Walker is the busiest man on the face of the planet, and it is
I bet.
hard to get in contact with Walker now. But much love to Capri Cinema.
Yeah, big shout out to Capri Cinema.
much love
Walker
to
Andrews,
Walker.
you are killing it, my friend.
He shot, I want to say that was like one of my first official videos, I think. And we had a plan, but when we came together, we just rode around town and shot for it. And then it became what it is now. We had no intentions of that video looking like that. You know, we just went out.
No storyboard.
Yeah, we just
plot.
went out and had fun together. That was just two friends out in town,
That's
and we
so
just
sick.
brought the camera, and the song ended up being there as well. So we shot a video.
Memories you'll always remember
I
till
won't
the
ever
day
forget.
you lay in the
Yeah,
dirt.
Knock on wood for sure.
I love it.
But as of now, I don't have like a set videographer as of now. I'm just working with all the local, like as many local people as I can. I want everyone to have a chance, you know, not a chance, but a chance to work, you know?
Right,
I don't
for
want
sure.
to push anyone away because they're not Walker. They're not Hayden. You know, I don't want to push people away because they're not people I worked with before.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
And you don't ever, you know, in my opinion, and it's been my experience in life, that when you tend to corner yourself into like the same little niche of people and ideologies and stuff, it's when you really become kind of closed-minded. You know what I mean? And narrowed off. Like, I think the more that you can interact with different people in attempt to create with different people or work with different people, you know, it cultures you know, big time, you know, like, and you gain a new perspective and appreciation for life and the shoes that other people walk in, which is pretty dope.
beautiful, very beautiful.
So, I'm assuming you met Walker skating?
Yeah. Before I even made music,
Yeah.
before the music came.
When did you start skating?
See, I started skating in elementary a
Hey.
long time ago. Like, I remember skating with Jabari. Shout out to Jabari Sessions. I saw you in Three Forks the other day. Couldn't say what's up. I was on the clock, but I saw you. But
Hey.
yeah, he got me into skating a long time ago, and we skated every single day. I learned how to kick, flip, hill flip, all this stuff in like elementary school. And then once we moved away from those apartments, I like stopped because I had like no one to skate with really.
Right.
And then I reconnected with a group of people. This was before I moved the street away from Kona. And then we all started skating again every day, got really back into it. And then I moved again. And my mom looked at me, she was like, all right, so do you want to go to summer camp this year? So I was like, what, 15, 14, 15 going to summer camp. And I was like, Ashley, can I just go to Kona every day? It's like cheaper than going to summer camp. If we just pay for like the
Yeah.
week passes, can I just go to summer camp? I mean, can I just go to Kona instead? She was like, yeah. So it started in elementary school, and then there was like a lot of breaks in between. I played football, swim team and stuff, like all of that.
Yeah, life happens.
But I want to say I officially started skating when I was about 15. Like once I moved to like 2 streets away from Kona, like
Right.
I had no choice but to skate
Yeah.
at that point.
That was like right around the time that I did too, because, you know, originally being from Pittsburgh, I'd seen a couple of kids like skating, and I'd seen it like on TV and stuff, and I'd always been way into it. You know, I grew up snowboarding and stuff like that. My borough was real small and old school, and it was like cobblestone streets and
Alright.
potholes. Like there was no real place to skate. So it wasn't until I moved to Jacksonville when I was like 14 that I started skating, and it was on since then.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful.
And even like as I said, life happens, and there's times where it's like step away for a little bit, whatever. But woo, she is always there,
Always
especially when
there.
you need her.
Always there, yeah.
There's no feeling like it. So let's talk a little bit more about skating. Who's your favorite skater?
My favorite skater? That's tough.
I know you got a favorite. Come on,
Probably Squirrel.
Squirrel.
Squirrel's my favorite skater, yeah.
Whoa, big shout out to Squirrel
Yeah.
from Scum. Cult shit.
Shout out to Scum. I miss
Big
you
shout out
guys.
to Scum.
I miss you guys so much. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I noticed the one camera battery died. I guess that's life.
Yeah, sometimes you don't make it.
Sometimes that's life, you know what I'm
Sometimes you
saying?
don't make it.
It's all good. Y'all have to forgive us. You know what I'm saying? It's the first episode, and things will be a little bit more fluid as we go along.
You know it.
But
It's all about.
so Squirrel's a favorite skater. What's
Yes.
your favorite trick then? Sweeper?
You know it.
Hey.
That's the only trick I do ever. So.
You got more tricks in the back than that. Get out of here.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, so we got your favorite skater, favorite trick. What's favorite skate park?
Ooh, let's see. Kona, I think.
Kona.
Spent the most time there, learned the most, met the most important people there. Had
Yeah.
the most important life experiences there, I would say, in terms of what to do, what not to do, and how to go about certain things. That was my first job ever. I learned how to work in a professional setting.
Yeah.
A lot of things were, was learned there. I mean, I worked there when I decided to make music, so not necessarily it's more than a skate park to most people, I think. A lot
way
of
more than a
people, it's
skate park
more
to
than
me.
a skate park. So it's a very important place to me, especially like to who I am today. So I owe a lot to Kona, I think. So
100%.
so that's definitely my favorite.
I would have to agree with you. I mean, there are many other parks that I really enjoy skating
you know, and sometimes more or just as much. But, you know, when I moved here, I wasn't in the neighborhood like 2-3 days before all the boys in the neighborhood came out. It was like, hey, introduce themselves. Like, hey, we're going to Kona tomorrow. You should come. I was like, what's Kona?
Yeah.
Dude, it was on. First day I walked out that back door and I saw like the peak from the bowl and freestyle, everything. I was like, holy
It blows your mind.
shit.
It blows your
Not what
mind.
I was expecting at all. And you know, I worked there as one of my early first jobs, and I worked for Mrs. Ramos, Grandma Ramos, and she taught me a lot. And it's like that place has raised so many young skaters and kind of like derelicts, if you will, and you know, punks and thugs that are all into the skating community. You know, really helped us through our ups and downs, because I made a lot of mistakes. I know so many people that did.
Humans, you know.
But they were always there like, hey, just come have a conversation. What are you going to do next time? Cool, go have fun.
Yeah.
That's rad. What's the favorite street spot here around town?
Favorite street spot? As of now, it'll be Beaver. People like to call it La Villa, but I call it
Yeah,
Beaver.
the art pad.
Yeah, I call it Beaver.
Yeah, that's I see everybody tagging La Villa because it's like what, only a couple streets over from
It's
La
a
Villa.
couple streets over from La Villa,
It's in
but
the back
it's,
of that church, right?
yeah, but it's on Beaver.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
on
if you
Beaver
go to La Villa, you won't see it.
Right.
But if you drive down Beaver, you will. So I mean, I'm not trying to say the right name, but if you think about it,
It makes more sense. Call it, I
mean-
guess, Beaver.
La Villa, Beaver, it's less syllables, easier to say.
Now, do you know? This is one thing I thought about it because, like, who was that? Team Pains?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so too. And there are a bunch of like kind of street obstacles, little ledges, curvy ledges, you know, little manual pads and such. Is that church property? Did the church say like, oh, was that city property?
I don't know on that front, but I do know that there's lights.
Oh,
You can catch Walker there sometimes.
Okay.
I'll be there sometimes.
What are they? Okay, so with all the DIY spots, you know, shout out to the Barn Bowl crew for sure.
Shout out.
You know, Willie Beeman, Art Carter, all them boys. They constructed a lot of the stuff at Nuketown.
Yeah.
You know,
Rest in
Cooptown, rest in peace.
Rest in peace
To
again.
both those spots. I mean, here's a little spot where they already got some pads. You know what I mean? Like, is there any plan to do a little DIY? Have you heard anything? Any word on the streets that like they might add on to it? Or?
Well, someone added a rail at Beaver, and I heard it was beautiful. But then someone threw a contest there, and then they wanted the rail gone so they could put a picnic table there, and the rail hasn't been put back since. But if the rail happened, I don't see why a transition can't.
Yeah.
I don't know why there isn't any transition there, or if there's plans to put it there. But I say it'll be nice if we could get transition.
Yeah,
at
or some
Beaver.
banks hip something.
Something, yeah.
You know, because my almost 35-year-old ankles, they're not flip tricking like they used to at all by any means. Surgically repaired too many times and such, and yeah, and there's only so long I can skate a little edge before I get too broke off and too sore. At least tranny, I got something to slide down, I guess. Yeah. But so this is kind of a question I like to ask a lot of skaters. You know, everybody's got their preference of decks, and a lot of people talk about, oh, well, you know, what kind of shape do you like to ride? My question is, what trucks are you riding, and what wheels are you riding?
I am riding Independence for sure.
Yes.
And the wheels I got from Fred. Shout out to Fred the Magician.
Fred the Magician,
He's
my boy.
extremely
Mr.
funny
Nolly
dude.
Back Lip, Mr.
Mr.
Nolly
Nolly.
Back Disaster, Mr. Nolly Everything.
Mr. Nolly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he gave me a set of wheels a long time ago, and I still ride them today because I don't really have that much time to like skate anymore. It's like once a blue moon nowadays because I'm always in my room in the dark staring at a computer screen.
Yeah.
And when I do get out, I go straight to Beaver, skate for like an hour or two, realize that I'm out of shape, then I go home and sit in front of a laptop screen in the dark.
Yeah.
So right now I'm in like a state where music is more important to me than skating for now. Until I get all of the projects done and out of the way, then I'll have time to like relax and go on cruise control a little bit before it's time to go back into grind mode. So as of right now, I skate like once or twice a week.
All right. I mean, honestly, that's about as much as I can skate right now. Just so busy,
Yeah.
you know. when you're a kid, I mean, that's all you got. It's like you're trying to like chase girls and eventually get some pussy, and like you're just trying to skate and like rip. You know what I mean? That's pretty much life. But yeah, once I remember, I love those old bumper stickers and stuff, and I used to see it was like, "Life ruined my skateboarding." Oh, it's true, bro. Dude, if you're not careful, life will ruin your skateboarding. It will get in the way.
Fast. It comes really fast, and you don't expect it. So, if you're still living at home, if your mom's making your dinner every night, and if your mom's taking care of you still, or even if you just recently moved out, but you still have close family that you can reach out to, appreciate them. You know, tell your mom thank you more often. Tell your parents thank you more often. It doesn't have to be your mom. Just tell your parents thank you more often, because once you're out of the nest, life is tough.
Oh,
And
so tough.
my mom's still there for me, and Mom, I love you more than anybody in the world.
Hey, I love your mom. Your mom's dope, dude.
Right?
Mom's is the
Mom's
best,
pretty
bro.
cool. Like, mom's pretty cool. So just make sure your close friends and family, you know, make sure they know you appreciate them. You know, it doesn't hurt to tell somebody that you appreciate them. You know, it's quick, easy, to the point. You know, just make sure your loved ones know that you appreciate them.
I love it. That's a great message. That's something that, yeah. I mean, once I had kids, like I was a little asshole. I was the troublemaker in my family too, and I didn't really realize it as much as. But when you have kids, man, that changed my whole perspective, and it was like, whoa, I need to tell my dad that I love him more. I need to hug my mom more. You know what I mean? It's like, because you don't realize, you know, a lot of times you get wrapped up in your young adult life and your young teen life, and you're just like, oh, whatever, and you take them for granted.
Yeah.
Bro.
Don't.
They love you. They'll do anything for you. Show them you appreciate them. Same with your siblings, man.
Siblings, even like your close friends.
Close friends. I tell my close friends I love them.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm like, dude, I love you, dog.
Hey, Paul, listen, I love you, man.
Hey,
listen.
Malik, I love you, bro.
Come on, bro. Good.
Come on.
Go ahead, hold it.
Oh, no.
But yeah, it's really quick. And these are people who would literally do anything for you. Like everyone in Computer Food, they knew each other from high school and stuff. But I just recently met them in the past like year or two. But it feels as if I knew them for like years.
Right from the
like,
jump.
It feels crazy like being around them in that room where no one's like judging what you're saying. No one's like there for judgment. Everyone's just there for the creation process, the love for music, and that changes into a friendship. And now it's hard to get work done because everyone's just in the room laughing at each other. You know?
Yeah.
So you gotta like put your foot down sometimes to say, "Hey, it's time to work. It's time to create."
For sure.
So you just gotta make sure those people know that you appreciate not only what they can do for you, but just for being there. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. Totally.
Very important.
Yeah, man. I can relate to that. You know, feeling like you didn't know them, you know, as long as they've known each other, but just like from the jump, it just felt like genuine and like. I feel like I've known you my whole life.
Yeah.
Because that was when I moved here. Struggled making friends. See, my parents kind of did me dirty. So, like, we moved from Pittsburgh. We lived in Charlotte for a very short period of time. So I was like the new kid there. Kind of got bullied real bad. Moved to Jacksonville. We lived off San Pablo Road. So I went to Mayport Middle for my 8th grade year. And I made friends with some people. And then my parents bought a house over off Fort Caroline. So I went to Sandalwood. One other person that I knew from Mayport went to Sandalwood. So I literally was a new kid 3 years in a row. It was brutal. And when I met my my high school, my best friend, man, you know, my brother from another mother. Big shout out to Rooks.
Hey.
He just got home from being away handling some business, and hopefully, like, he's actually going to be, I think he might be the co-host on this thing once we get the wheels really going and he gets settled. But the minute I met him, it was like clicked immediately. It was like I felt like I knew him my whole life. Come to find out, we were born only like 10 days apart. And like it was just wild, you know?
That's how it works, you know?
Yeah, and it was like we were friends for like a year, and we were closer than, you know what I mean? It was crazy. That's rad. All right, so tell us about the lawn chair.
Ooh.
Because we heard it earlier, you created a lawn chair, you know, too, on the IG, and you were saving that for later. What did lawn chair start to evolve into?
So,
what does it stand for? What is it?
Lawn chair is being able to relax, you know, realizing that life isn't so serious. You know, not everything has to be straight faced, you're mean mugging, you hate the world. You know, sometimes it's okay to sit back,
Yeah.
and, and chill. So created lawn chair. It started off as a joke, which everything does for me. It started off as a joke, but then I looked at it and I was like, wait a second, this is larger than what I think it is.
This has some depth to it.
So I started making T-shirts and hoodies with the lawn chair logo on the front, and people ate it up. People loved it. So I made about 10 shirts one time. They all sold out in less than an hour. So then I kept going with it. And then I thought to myself, this is larger than a clothing brand. Like, this is larger than just T-shirts or hoodies. So then I thought, let's take it away from just clothing and make it a collective of people.
Yeah.
That'll be interesting. So it's no longer just a clothing brand. It is now like don't want to say record label, so to say, but it's more like a collective now.
Yeah.
That makes
almost
clothing.
like a movement or a collect. Yeah, like I like that. I dig it. Yeah, I always liked it too because you know how they got the different like slams, and you get lawn chaired. Because I always loved it because when knowing the meaning, I was like, yeah, I mean, sometimes you just got to relax, and I was like, oh yeah, totally, dude, I dig it, and I was like, oh yeah, and sometimes life folds you in half, bro. Totally get lawn chaired.
It folds you up.
Yeah, so I loved it. Beware the chair, everybody.
Beware of the chair.
Coming to a lawn near you.
Come on now, Paul here actually has the logo tattooed on him.
Hey,
He's wild.
what?
And
Rumors might be true.
I told him, if you get it, I'll get it.
Yep.
As a joke. And I woke up the next morning and he had it. And I was like, all right.
We're just gonna have to show you. We're not lying over here.
All right. So my next tattoo is going to be of my mother because her birthday is coming up, and I think that's the least I could do for her. Get her on my skin for the rest of my life. But after that, the lawn chair logo is going on my skin. I'm holding my promise. It's going on there. So
I remember when I was working at Kona that night too, and I was like, "Dude, I'll get it tattooed." And everybody was like, "No, you won't."
Come on,
and I was like,
man.
"Yeah." And I remember I surprised everybody. Everybody was like, "Holy shit, Paul is crazy." Oh yeah. And I remember when I went to Tampa Pro that year too, and I sticker slapped the heck out of my hotel that I was staying in. It was pretty wild. No, I get you already know I get down with the chair.
Oh, yeah,
I support it, and everybody that's with it, and the whole collective and the skate community. It's fucking dope. Oh, I was actually thinking about this, because I've observed that it went from just kind of being a brand to kind of being more of kind of like a crew, a collective. I like that, a collective. And I was like, dude, we need to make a video. And not just like a skate video, but like a video. Like we could do like a performance from the music, like mixed in with the video. There'd be skating. We just like
people hanging out in the room.
It would be wild. Yeah, it'd be a lawn chair video.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That'd be beautiful.
It'd be sick. We have a cool concept. I don't know, might be onto something there. Hey,
Hey,
keep ear to the streets.
Trademark.
Might be happening.
Trademark.
Yeah, watch out.
Hey, no, yep, that's our idea.
That's our idea.
Steal it,
Back up.
I mean,
I got to be careful about my ideas and what I say.
Yeah, I'm
on this,
saying,
right? About
people
blast
are-
them to the world.
people are snakes.
Yeah. Yeah, man, it's crazy. This day and age, like, it's wild because I didn't get my first computer in my family till we moved to Jacksonville. I was in high school, and it was the old dial-up and everything. Like, I remember my first little thing. My dad gave me his old pager when he got a new one. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, okay? So it's like, sometimes it just is so mind-blowing to me, the state of our society and instant information and everything. It's like you're always on video, and like there are no secrets anymore. It's honestly, like all the scandals going on with politics, it's like all of the lies are like coming to light. Like the Jeffrey Epstein thing, I don't know if you follow that much, but now that the prison guards, because everybody's like, and Jeffrey Epstein did not kill himself, right? So now the prison guards that were watching him, there's evidence that they falsified the reports on how exactly he was found. So now even the lies of that, like the CIA taking him out or whoever did, it's all getting exposed.
This generation is on their way to a hole, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think everyone's about to get, like larger in terms of weight. People about to get less active.
Yeah, I see it coming.
Everyone's about to be more depressed, and everyone's wondering why. Why is everyone so sad and like overweight? We're not outside anymore. Like no one's outside, and the only times we are outside is at night at an event, which is cool. I love the events here in Jack. Shout out to Giella, they're doing their thing. shouts out to the people making it happen outside, you know. But we need more events during the day, more like active events. Let's have like a group game of kickball or something. Let's
sure.
get active as a community. And we have to do something about it.
I totally, and I see that, and I've been saying that for a little while as well. That there's like a fine line, you know, in a balance, and it's like they advertise all of this social media and all these different apps and everything is like connectivity, but it almost creates disconnectivity because everybody gets so wrapped up in their phones. I mean, I've been guilty of it. Excuse me, and yeah, I mean, we got to be careful. Like automation too. I was listening to a guy speak recently, and he was talking about that in the next like 20 to 30 years, like all of the jobs that pay $15 to $18 an hour or lower are going to be gone because they're moving to such like automation. So if you notice, the cash registers are all they're getting fewer cashiers and more automated stuff like that. The trucking industry is moving to fully automated trucks that are just going to be driving. Like Amazon's already experimenting with that in some areas of the country where their packages to get from one city to the next is like an automated truck.
Imagine.
Crazy. So it's like we are on the cusp of a weird transition where it's like computers and everything has made our lives so much better and so much easier. But at the same time, it's like, where's that balance? We got to keep the checks and the balances, because if we automate everything to the point where we've got, 5 million, 6 million people out of jobs because the average American with just like a high school diploma can't get a job.
Then what, right?
Yeah. What are we going to do?
Right.
We're going to
fight each other.
Have another massive Great Depression that makes the first Great Depression look like a party.
Fight each other. That's step one.
Yeah. So, but we need but people like you and the youth, like you, that are starting to see that. I mean, you guys are the future, and you're the opportunity to make sure that society doesn't completely collapse. And honestly, with your voting and everything that you do, I mean, I encourage all the young people to get involved with that and stay up to date, because you're going to decide the future. And I used to think it was corny when my parents told me that, my teachers told me that and everything.
It's true.
It's so true. I mean, look who's in the office right now.
Don't even want to talk about it.
Don't want to talk about it either.
November 26th. Listen, my friend's concert. Check my. You don't have to check my Instagram. I'm not telling you to go check it. If you would like to check the Instagram, it's at the Black Toilet. Listen, man, so much beautiful things. So many things are happening here in Jacksonville, and
yeah, I like all that. We got like more pop-up markets going on. We got all these pop-up shows. Even Kona now has the concerts and pop-ups.
Who would have thought?
I'm like,
who would have thought?
It's crazy. It's like, and I know that old glass factory downtown that's across from like the one brewery. I can't remember the name of it right now. I think it's Intuition. Anyway, they like rent it out for events and stuff, and like they just had the Makers Market there. And, with RAM and everything, like it's, there's big things happening in this little city.
If you want to create something, now is the time.
Now is the time.
There's unlimited resources of people you can reach out to help you get started. So if you want to create, now is the time to do it for sure.
I feel like Jackson. I've been to a lot of different places, and I mean, you can definitely tell when you're like in a creative kind of city. Jacksonville is a hella creative city. There's so many different. Artists and people that create things and express things. And what's cool is in the past, 10 years, the city has really opened up to these little markets and the food trucks, meeting up so that people can, do the little pop-up events and stuff.
Our voices are just like, they're just too loud. You can't ignore us.
And like they got that, what's that Trash Panda? The little, market and stuff.
Shout out to Art Walk.
Big shout out to Art Walk.
Shout out to Art Walk.
Art Walk's been going on for a very long time. Even when I was the assistant technical director at the Landing, back when I was running sound there and stuff, we used to always have this old jazz band, Teddy Washington. Yeah, this old guy was like 90 years old, sounded just like Louis Armstrong. Played the trumpet just like old Satchmo. But yeah, Art Walk's been going around for a minute, and it's been holding strong, and it has really been a vital, event to showcasing the art in this city. I love it.
We should set up a speaker somewhere and just have a cipher, like
totally
in the middle of nowhere during Art Walk.
That would be sick.
That would be crazy.
We could totally do that. That'd be dope. Oh God. One of my daughter's toys is going off over there. You hear it? The
I
ghost.
don't actually. So basically, yeah.
Anyway, here let's. I know born and raised in Jacksonville.
Yep.
I know you're a big Jags fan.
Jags, listen, Minshew can
Well-
carry this team.
Well, look. Let me hold on.
He can do it.
He can, and
He
I
can do
agree.
it.
I agree, but he's young.
Yeah.
So look, it's very rare that you get the Patrick Mahomes and the Ben Roethlisbergers and the guys that come in on the rookie season and light it up, and the Deshaun Watsons, the Lamar Jackson. Those are four that I just named. But if you go back and look at like in the period that those have, how many other quarterbacks got drafted high, were starters at one point? And I mean, shoot, Cleveland's had like 32 different quarterbacks just in the past 4 years. It feels like. Same with coaching.
They're also the best team. You know?
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah. Shout out to the Miami Dolphins. You guys are killing it. My favorite team as of right now. It's my favorite team.
Get out of here.
We're going to the bowl for sure.
No, so I mean, I kind of got what you think of Minshew right there. You like Minshew?
Love Minshew. I was him for Halloween.
Nice. Yeah, I definitely think he's a quarterback of the future for the Jaguars, as long as they just continue to develop him. I know that people were talking about should they play Foles now that he's healthy? Should they go back, keep with Minshew? And I think they made the right choice because, Minshew did have a couple of bad games. You brought Foles in, paid him the $88 million. You got to give him a chance. He broke his collarbone throwing a 45-yard touchdown pass, I think, to DJ Chark. And he was clunched over too. He waited to make sure that the touchdown happened. He's like, yes. And then he pointed over to the injury tent. He was like, and then that was it. And then Minshew Mania happened. And Minshew has had some impressive stats.
Have Chark on my fantasy lineup. He's carrying us right now.
Chark? Oh, dude,
he's carrying us right now.
If he continues with the work, as long as going into next season, because you look at his production has been incredible. He didn't have a single touchdown last year. I mean, what has he got? 7, I think.
He's balling.
Yeah, he's balling this year. He's got the opportunity to become a legit number one receiver.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
And that's promising for the Jaguars. I think too, Gardner Minshew, definitely GM2 is the quarterback of the future for the Jaguars as long as they develop him and I mean, he broke all sorts of passing records at Washington when in college. And Nick Saban actually wanted him to go be an assistant coach, like a coach in waiting at Alabama. Whoa. Because of his football IQ. And Nick, when he turned it down, Nick was super. Oh, well, apparently I lost another camera.
Ayo.
So
practice round.
Yeah, practice round. I mean, the YouTube video is gonna be a little sketchy on this first episode, but I'm working out the kinks here. Okay.
Yeah.
Right now, it's a one-man show. Excuse me. But no, Minshew. Let's talk about his stats real quick. And he went in the first game. He played 9 weeks, I think.
The only game I actually sat down and watched was the one in London, I think.
Oh yeah, that was a bad one.
2 interceptions.
Yeah, that was one of his first bad games. But in the short, not even a full season, but I mean, he was 2,285 yards, 13 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. I mean, those are impressive stats for the short body work that he had. Yeah, he had a couple of bad games, but we're talking a rookie.
Yeah.
Who, after his first training camp, halfway through the first game, not even halfway, he's thrown in there, and you almost watched him develop over the first couple games, and yeah, that's impressive. So I don't think you can ignore that. Who's really jumping out at me though?
Let's hear it.
Josh Allen.
Who's up?
He's the rookie defensive end
on Jags.
On the Jags. Yeah, you haven't heard about? Dude, they're talking defensive rookie of the year with this kid. Yeah, he 20 solo tackles, 8 sacks, 2 forced fumbles so far.
All right.
So that's what I'm saying. You look at Minshew and waiting. Mm-hmm. I say you at least keep Foles through next year. Continue to let Minshew get hella comfortable with the playbook, with the organization. I mean, Aaron Rodgers sat 4 years behind Brett Favre. So many good quarterbacks do.
Yeah.
You got Josh Allen. This is going to be a staple. I know you just lost Jalen Ramsey.
No, we don't say that name.
I don't like his attitude. I didn't like him. Yeah. He's a hell of a player. Not my type of player, personally.
Huge.
Yeah, not my type of player. He wouldn't be on my team if I was a GM. It doesn't matter your talent. You know, he's like the Antonio Brown. You know what I
His
mean?
head
Like,
is huge, yeah.
now, Josh Allen seems to be a good young kid, level head. He's producing at a high level
Yeah.
from the gate. He's going to be a cornerstone of that defense of Saxonville moving forward in Chark.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And so you got a young, promising receiver who's showing out. You got a young defensive, player
Young
who's
quarterback.
showing out. You got a young
With a
quarterback
crazy mustache.
with the 70s porn star mustache,
Great, yep.
rocking the jorts.
The boots.
Yeah, I'm telling you. No, I think the future it will be bright for the Jaguars.
Oh, yeah.
You know, people are really bummed this year because of the record.
Yeah, we're in
And
a state of transition.
There was a lot of hope, yeah. And I know it feels like the Jags have been in perpetual transition. But I think you got to look at the silver lining.
Yep.
You got to find out that you have a quarterback of the future, which a lot of teams can't say. I mean,
Yeah.
I think he's got the opportunity to be a stud.
I will always have faith in the Jaguars, always. I was born here. I don't have a choice
Yeah.
but to. But I can say this: the Dolphins is the future, man.
Oh, shut up
The
with the
best
Dolphins.
record, best colors, the best mascot. It's like inflatable. It's just
Get outta
it's
here.
the best team.
My dad grew up in South Florida. He grew up a Dolphins fan.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Me from Pittsburgh originally. I bleed black and gold. But being in Jacksonville for the past 20 years, well, I moved away for a couple, but we'll say 20 years.
Yeah.
I mean, I've fully accepted. I watch all the games. When they don't affect the Steelers, I root for them. So I'm like, I'm not ashamed anymore. I bleed black and gold, but I do like me some Jacksonville Jaguar football.
You can. It's right. The stadium's right there. You can smell it.
And I love defense, bro.
Oh, yeah.
And so you look at the two nicknames for both these teams is I like running the ball and I like defense. You got Blitzburg and you got Saxonville.
Yep.
I mean, it doesn't get much better than that.
I have a hair in my mouth. So basically,
Technical difficulties.
you would love a conversation with Logan. He's LDB. He's in computer food. He loves sports. Like when
Yeah.
the Celtics are losing, he's having a bad day.
Yeah.
He has like
That used to be me.
The game when they were playing against the Warriors, he was sitting on a Larry Bird jersey. And he stood up. He was like, "Oh, that's why we're losing." I was sitting on a jersey. He put it on, and then they won in the fourth quarter. So
Oh, that just only fuels the superstition.
Yeah, see,
It's
that's
like-
what he was saying. So I think you and Logan would have a beautiful conversation about everything because he's like a sole producer.
Yeah.
But we want him to rap because he's really good at it. But he doesn't like rapping, so we let him produce.
Oh, that was like me. They
Yes.
had to get me out of my shell to rap. Like I did not want to do it. I only rapped for the homies in the cipher.
Yeah, that's how he
I just
is.
wanted to produce beats and
That's
like
how
help
he
come up
is.
with
So I
hooks. And then
think-
finally they're like, "Nah, son, you got to do it."
He has the MPC 2000 XL, I believe. The SP 404.
Sick.
You would love to have a conversation with him.
Yeah, I would love to have him on.
Yeah,
Definitely,
you would love
we
it.
definitely, bro. We're gonna have the whole computer
Whole
food
computer
collective.
food? Oh,
Like
imagine.
we'll probably have to do a satellite, location recording. Because it's a little small in here,
Oh, yeah.
but we got to do that. We
Yeah.
definitely got to do that.
He's just huge on sports, and I feel like you two can just go for hours just talking about.
Yeah, that's one thing. That's kind of why I had so many people tell me I should do podcasts.
Oh, yeah,
Because
yeah.
I got so many interests and I'm like talk about a bunch of stuff. It's crazy. I was a shy kid in my family. I was the middle child that was like quiet. The
Also,
back, like when I was
also-
doing bad in school, the teachers never called because I wasn't like a behavioral problem.
Yeah.
But I kind of came out of my shell as a young adult, and here we are. So yeah, I used to be super fanatical. I'd get so like, dude, when my teams did bad,
Remember when the Jags beat?
not a good time for Paulie over
Remember
here.
that day at Coney when the Jags beat the Steelers?
I remember that day. I do.
You didn't stop hearing about it for the next month.
Yeah, everybody,
Oh, that was funny.
everybody.
That was hilarious.
Yeah, well, there's no hiding it. Like I've got all my teams. I've got the Pirates logo tattooed on my neck. I got the Steelers on my hand. I got
you can't
the
run from
Penguins on my forearm.
Can't
I got
run
the
from
Heat on my knee. And everybody always wants to know why I'm a Heat fan. Like I said, my dad grew up in South Florida. My grandfather, when he came over from like Italy with my great grandfather, they lived in like the Philly, Jersey area, and he eventually moved down to like Miami and Fort Lauderdale area. So that's where my dad was born and raised. My grandfather's a huge Miami Hurricane fan, and I grew up playing basketball.
Yep.
So Pittsburgh, we didn't have a pro basketball team. I loved going to Duquesne University basketball games. I loved going to University of Pitt basketball games. But I damn sure wasn't about to be a 76ers fan. Like, that was not happening, dude. I wasn't.
How come?
I just
hear about it.
It's the other side of the state, bro. Like, I just wasn't, It's funny because people down here in Florida, like, they'll be like, oh, the Jags aren't in it. I'm going to root for the Bucks because it's a Florida team. Or I'm going to root for the Dolphins. And I'm like, nah, dog. Like, nah. Not a cross-state rival.
Tallahassee is the worst city in all of Florida, the worst city in the USA.
Oh.
FSU is the worst school in the entire world.
shade.
That is the worst city in the world, on the face of the planet. Don't go to Tallahassee if you love your life. Just don't stay away from Tallahassee. It brings pain, heartbreak.
I think I know what this is about. This is about Malik going to Tallahassee.
Don't even worry
and meeting
about
a
it.
girl.
No.
Yeah,
she
so the
lived,
truth comes out.
No, she lived here first and went to school. And I just know that your friends aren't really your friends. They will date your ex a couple days after y'all break up. And I just want to let everyone know that focus on your music, man. Listen, music won't go to tally. Music won't, music won't. Music is the most important thing to a lot of people. And
when the girls come and go, music and skateboarding is always there.
Always there, man. And I love music so much. And I wish everyone could feel the way we feel about music. I just wish people knew, like when a beat is in 6/8 and not in 4/4, or when there's like things like that, it just hits hard.
Oh, dude.
And
Wait till you hear Lucy on the violin now.
Oh man,
she's
about
getting
to get
good
sampled, bro.
because she has lessons through school, and then we got her private lessons with a music major at UNF, and she's auditioning for La Villa this year. I mean, she is hella dedicated. She's getting good. Like I'm already looking at them like, dang, because I've been talking about getting back into producing beats and stuff. Yeah, and I was like, oh shit.
Like my nephew, shout out to Bentley. My brother had a son.
Oh wow, big shout out to Bentley.
As soon as he learns how to talk, he's getting a trumpet and a sax, and that's it. I'm sorry. He's going to hate football because he's going to realize that music is beautiful. And my brother's going to hate me for it, but
hey, well, you can do both. You got to keep them well rounded
for sure.
But no, that's good. Start them young.
Young. Especially like difficult instruments.
Yeah, I think music and multi languages are important to start young. I mean, it's scientifically proven, but the older you get, the harder it is to learn. They say that a male after the age of 30, it's incredibly hard for you to learn a new language.
I need to get on it though.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Good luck to me. I mean, my fiance, she's Puerto Rican, like straight from the island. So, she and her whole family speak Spanish. I'm trying to learn. I'm getting bits and pieces here and there. I can understand more than I can speak. I think it's just because of confidence. I know that I'm like, don't have proper dialect and pronunciation, and I'm like,
I'm learning Italian right now. Like,
bro, that's me. That's the motherland.
Like,
Italian. That's my family.
I was on Duolingo. Shout out to Duolingo, and I was getting it, man. It was La Ragazza, I think.
Mm-hmm.
La Ragazzi, is that the boy and girl, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Luoma is woman. And L'Aqua, is it Bebe L'Aqua or L'Aqua Bebe? Which one comes first? Is it?
I'm not 100% positive, bro.
So it goes like Luoma L'Aqua Bebe or Luoma Bebe L'Aqua, which means the woman drinks water, I think.
Nice. Yeah, there you
Listen,
go. There you go.
I'm letting the people know, like.
Well, it's difficult too when you're not like immersed in it. Yeah. So like when I went to Paris, like I didn't want to learn French. I honestly didn't even want to go to Paris. I just had the opportunity with my family when I was like 18 or 19. And so I went because my mom's dad was living there at the time, and it was super dope. And man, you pick up.
You regretted it?
No, I regretted like having the not wanting to go to the beginning. I was like, whoa,
you get there, you're like,
it's clean. They're so clean, and they're really super friendly. In America, we have this whole like kind of stereotype about them, like the French are fucking stuck up, and like, dude, they were amazingly hospitable. The city was cleaner than any American city I've ever seen. So big shout out to Paris, France.
Ayo.
But you pick up the language super quick. And when I was in Rome, I mean, that was the same thing. It's like my family's Italian. Like, I've always wanted to learn Italian.
Yeah.
But it's super difficult. You know, I hear my granddad yelling some stuff every once in a while. You know, my great grandfather, when I was younger, I mean, that was his first language. When you're there and you have to use it, I mean, you learn it quick and you retain it.
So
I think if you come to, like, people coming to America and they're like, oh, I just watch TV to learn English.
So what I think I'm gonna do is switch all of my languages on all of my streaming platforms to Italian and turn on English subtitles.
There you go.
Hey, listen,
Well, hey, try to download that Rosetta Stone. I heard that works pretty well.
Duolingo's the way to go, man. I'm telling you.
I've been listening to a lot more like Spanish rap.
Oh yeah.
Like I know I've discovered a couple of hip hop artists that are bilingual, and that's also been kind of helping me a little bit because I like, you know what I mean, I hear it and I'm like start spitting it and I'm like, hey, next time in the car, babe, what is he saying exactly?
Hey, yo, this song is crazy.
Yeah, and then she tells me and I'm like, because I want to know what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like obviously, because I could be saying like I'm a fucking loser. Like, you know,
I hate
like,
myself.
yeah, like you know, whatever. But that's been helping, and just being around her family when I'm there. We go there every night, Wednesday night for family dinner, and when I'm there, it's like, oh, like I got this.
Yeah.
And then like 3 days later, I'm like, dang, what did I learn the other night?
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think switching the languages on like my Netflix and Hulu is the move. Step one.
Yo, sorry, you just said Netflix, and it just triggered crazy thought. Have you watched Rhythm and Flow?
Speaking of Rhythm and Flow, there's a dude called D Smoke, and he's also bilingual. And the reason,
Yeah, I know, dog. That's what I was about to say. I downloaded his album.
the reason I'm laughing is because I was it wasn't a party. It was just like a get together at my friend's house. He's also in the band. And Alan, Remy, and I all went. No, Logan came as well. The only person that wasn't there was Ricky because he's at school, and
Yeah.
school takes all your time. But we all went, and we were talking about the new Earl project that came out. And out of nowhere, the dude in the band stood up and was like, "No, turn that off. Have you guys heard of D Smoke?" Like, he got extremely like loud about it. And then we laughed for the rest of the night because how like excited he got about showing us D Smoke.
Well, I kind of did the same thing. I can kind of relate to your friend. So like my girl, you know, she was like, "Hey, you want to try watching this?" I can't stand like contests like that and stuff. Like I don't watch like basic TV shit. Like no knock against anybody that does. Like my mom's and my dad and mom and pop watch like The Voice and stuff like that. My girl likes it. My daughters like it. Whatever. Personally, that ain't me. So I gave it a try with an open mind. And there was a couple people after the first episode. I was like, "Yo, okay, I'm intrigued. Okay, I'm intrigued." Especially D Smoke was literally when I was like, "Okay, he can." I was like, "He can spit." I was like, "I like him." I was like, "So far, he's my favorite." And I honestly called it. It was like after they went to Atlanta and New York and Chicago, and like you got to see like Chance's people he picked, T.I.'s people he picked, and then Cardi's people she picked. I was like, D Smoke's the tightest one out of all of them. I was like, I don't know if he's gonna be able to make a marketable hit, because unfortunately that's what it is. Like I saw other people that would be more marketable to match like the image of what the industry wants you to be.
Yeah, it hurts.
Like honestly, like that chick London B, she was tight. I don't know. If,
I didn't watch it.
you gotta watch it. You gotta watch it. There's a chick, London B. She can spit. But she's all kind of like, I don't know. I felt like I've seen her before.
Yeah.
And there's this guy, Troy Man, really like him from the A. I downloaded his album too. It's actually pretty good. Big shout out to Troy Man. He, a couple people didn't like him because, the same, he does trap music. You know what I mean? They're like, "Oh, there's 1,000 people that can do that type of music." And honestly, D Smoke was the one that was like, dude, in the battle, like him just like from the background, the more you learned about
Spanish
him.
teacher.
That song that he did, that he makes a video, and it's called "Let Me Go."
All right, so that was actually really good. There's a shot where he matches him riding a bike to his face above it, and then there's another shot where he like matches like
so good.
All of them start matching. Yes,
It's dude, I'm telling you. And then and even the Last Supper, like I was super, especially when it narrowed down to the last four, I was like super stoked. yo, but you got to watch it because there's this dude, Old Man Saxon, right? He's this black guy, like
These
middle-aged.
names, like,
Dude, he comes out and he's got like the little, like the circular glasses, like the old school, like complete circles, in his dad's suit, handmade suit, like 3-piece suit. Like he comes out and he's like talking about his inspirations are like, you know, Louis Armstrong and like Cab Calloway and stuff. Like these are like old school, like
yeah.
Cab
And then
Calloway
his
was
track-
like the 30s or 40s, I think. I don't even know 100%. But dude, he had this very like 80s kind of rap style.
Oh, true. All right, I thought you were about to say, yeah, my inspiration is Louis Armstrong and like a trap beat star.
No. He was animated like Busta Rhymes, but not like I'm saying he sounds like Busta Rhymes
Oh,
or
yeah,
anything,
for
but
sure.
like
The
just the way
energy
that like
was-
his
yeah.
movements when he talks, and like especially did this battle. He battled D Smoke. D Smoke was one that eliminated him, and I was even like, oh man, everybody was laughing at me when I told him I like Old Man Saxon because he was just original, and I never
Yeah,
seen. And he wore his dad's suit because he was like he never got to see me perform. I started, I kind of kept it a secret, my love for hip hop, and it's just something I'm doing as older. And I don't know, me starting to get older, I just fucking hella respected it.
Oh,
And
yeah. He sounds crazy. He should have won.
I don't know if he should have won, because D Smoke definitely smoked him in the one-on-one battle.
D Smoke. All right, the reason I brought up D Smoke really quick is because Alan and I laughed for a good 4 hours after like the conversation happened. So, Alan, once you're listening to this, not if, once you're listening to this, shout out to D Smoke, man.
Hey,
Shout out to D Smoke.
big shout out to D Smoke. No, and there was this other cat, Flawless Real Talk. He's from Rhode Island. I've heard of him before. He's a Puerto Rican cat. He battle raps. He's got several albums that he's released like independently. I mean, he's got features from Jadakiss and stuff on his unreleased or his released albums. He's like a battle rapper. That cat can spit. He's got punchlines out the ass. And he surprised me because he made a couple of bangers. And his last song that he did for the final, they had to do like a major like stage performance, like at an award show or something.
Yeah.
So they had any background dancers they want, any set props, any pyro, anything they wanted for their final performance. And he did this super heartfelt song about like, his family and stuff. And like his kids knowing that, because he's got 2 daughters and he's married, he's like, being on the road and all. It was just super thoughtful. And honestly, for everything that he spit leading up to that, I was like, this cat, he's just a cookie cutter. He's a battle rapper.
Yeah.
And then he peeled back a layer. He peeled
Show
back
some
a layer.
emotion. Like, show some
Yeah, he
emotion.
did. And I was like, that's refreshing. So needless to say, I went into this show hella skeptical,
Yeah.
super narrow mind about it. I went into it with the mind state that I was not going to like it. There was going to be no one on there that was tight.
Yeah. And then he blew you away.
I ate
huh?
my words. I watched the whole show.
Every episode.
And bro, the people that won, I went and downloaded their albums.
Yeah.
And it was cool too, cause like,
What about
couple-
Old Man Satchel? Is his stuff out there as well?
no, cause the 4 finalists had their stuff out there, and they have like a rhythm and flow album that the only songs on it that I've seen are by the 4 finalists: Flawless, Real Talk, London B, Troy Man, and D Smoke.
But can you find Old Man Satchel, or do they make him choose a specific name so they can't be found after the show? Do you think that's what happened?
No, this is like their name. I'm sure if he has something on there. I mean, I haven't looked the webs.
I think after this we should go find him.
I think
honestly.
we totally should,
because
honestly,
he
'cause-
deserves it at this point.
Well, we could totally YouTube. You know what I'm saying? I'll show you. It sucks because I'd love to do it right now, and so everybody could hear what I'm talking about. But licensing and stuff.
Yeah,
We're not going to
know,
start
the
off by like
pirates,
getting my stuff banned off the platform. You know what I mean? Like let's get it going first.
We
before
have to find Old
push
Man
the envelope.
Satchel. That's step one for
Step 1 for sure. But no, I'm telling you, check it out.
for sure.
And there's some clowns on there, and there's some
you
people
know,
where you're like,
as-
why are you picking them? And they're picking them just for the sheer fact
That
they
they're-
know that they're gonna like add drama or something to it. But at the end of the day, honestly, I like T.I.
Yeah.
He's very articulate. I like Cardi because she's just like real, and she's one of the few ladies that like I really feel like dudes can bump to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Most-
she's funny as hell.
Most dudes, yeah, for sure.
Bro, did you see the little white kids diss track?
Yeah. And she
And then she responded, she clapped back, and she's
Yeah.
like, "You little motherfucker."
yeah. She's a wild one for sure. But what I have to say about the rhythm and flow things that should came to Jax. Should have. I guess they should have came to Jax.
Oh, totally.
Could
Oh,
have
no
had
doubt.
Flow Rider do it.
Flow Rider? No, okay. Well, okay. This is the cool thing. So when they went to like Atlanta, T.I. went to the barbershop. Killer Mike presented a couple people for him. He had, dang, actually, I feel like shit right now. I can't remember who the two people that he had as his other like guest judges to pick his people. But like Cardi B had Fat Joe and Jadakiss.
Oh, true, yeah.
And you know, they speak from the cuff and like they know real hip hop. And like, so when she was all getting like being like, I just want to let them all go through. They're like, nah, dog. Like, you know. And then Chance had Royce the 5'9" and
Solid.
yeah, damn, I can't remember the other. Oh, Lupe Fiasco. I'm so sorry.
Kick push.
Yep, just disrespect that man like that. I'm sorry. Yeah, two Midwest. You know, Royce from Detroit, Lupe from Chicago, right? Yeah, I think so. But yeah, it's cool. So I was like, it wasn't like they had people outside of the industry or not like legit artists.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think it made it definitely more authentic. But anyway, enough about rhythm and flow. So there's a bunch of other stuff going on in Jacksonville with a bunch of other different artists. Like we know we've had the Color Me Kona event that you performed at.
That was actually Yellow Steve's, to my knowledge, one of Yellow Steve's first performances.
Wow.
Yeah.
The cherry pop on the Kona stage.
Yeah.
Digging it. That's what's up.
I may be wrong though. I may be wrong.
Yeah, what other things have we really had going on?
We have so many.
Okay, like big shout out to Scum.
Big shout out to Scum,
and
yeah.
huge shout out to Squirrel. The Under the Bridge concerts, shows that he's doing, the punk rock, just pull up to a parking lot and like with some generators and like just set your shit up and the cops can show up, but there's too many people there to shut it down. Like he didn't even do that little show in 5 Points, like on this, like that is dope.
Yeah.
That's super
Next
dope.
level stuff.
Yeah, that's like that vigilante like.
They're paving the way for DIY shows for sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love those guys. We also have a bunch of talented like visual artists out there, like Roach.
Roach. I don't know about Roach.
Roach, listen. He is our Basquiat.
Really?
I'm even going to say that.
Wow.
His art style, I haven't seen anything like it. I'm going to show you some of his work after this. And the way he think and the way he talk, you just have to meet Roach. You have to meet Roach. Like
I'd love to have him on, man. It sounds like it's going to be an interesting conversation.
He's all over the place. Like, he'll look at you, then look over and see something, then talk about that instead. Like, he'll just get completely off track extremely fast.
Hey,
He almost blew his house up the other day.
Holy shit.
All right, so we were watching a movie. We were watching Big by Tom Hanks.
Yes, classic.
On a projector.
Zoltar.
It was on VHS, and he reached over to unplug the TV we weren't using. He did it really slow, and it was like a loud pop. Everyone in the room like reacted like what? Like everyone was scared, and he looked over and was like, "Damn, I almost blew my TV up." Like, with a straight face, no reaction at all, and just like simple things like that makes Roach, and it translates to his art. So like, he does like these shadow characters, and everything he draws, like he connects something else to it until it looks like a huge collage of like different characters and faces and like quotes and whatnot.
Yeah, that's tight.
He's just shout out to Roach, honestly.
Yeah, shout out to Roach. Looking forward to meeting him. Definitely got to peep the art. Oh, I like what was that kid that just did the graphic for Mad Axe Dex? Oh, big shout out to Dalton Maddox.
Oh yeah,
Mad Axe Dex, local guy making custom skateboards, custom shapes, everything. You can find him on Instagram at mad_axe ACTS_dex. That's honestly, I've rid like my last 4 boards have all been them. They're fucking sick, dude. I give him dimensions and he bangs them out. But this kid, Eli's Trash Can.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, what's his full name? It's like Eli Wyatt, I think, or something.
Not too sure, honestly.
Yeah, but he's got some cool. You can check him out. I think his IG is at Eli's Trash Can, like one word, but I'm not sure. But he's cool. I like his little doodle sketches. And obviously we got to talk about the obvious, Nico.
Jaleesa.
Jaleesa, yeah.
Oh, I have a self-portrait of my car that she did with me, and the abstract artist that's just amazing. Like,
Yeah.
Just Roz, Soul Funk Arts. He the one who drew my tattoo.
Yeah. That kid Brad Jones, I think he's a St. Augustine cat. He did that cool tree and truck mural like on the hub at Kona for Color Me Kona 2 years in a row. He's got kind of that psychedelic, kind of vibe to it, but I dig it. Who else?
There's also a lot of talented like photographers here in Jax as well, like the Khalil Osborns, the Tenny Rudolphs, who's also a very talented singer as well. We have Maria. Alan, Yellow Steve. He also used to do photography before I knew he rapped, and that's how I met him. Logan's mom, she's a photographer and graphic designer. There's just like so many creative people here, like, and you would never know if you don't step outside of your house, step outside of your comfort zone. I would have never met the people I know today if I wasn't like out and about and outgoing and stuff and whatnot. So,
well, right on, man. I think we've been chatting for a little while now, at least a little like hour and a half or something. I've really, really enjoyed it. As always, appreciate you coming on.
For sure, anytime.
Go ahead and tell everybody one last time where they can find your art, Lawn Chair, and y'all's music. Give them the SoundCloud, give them the IG, all that.
All right, so you can find me if you would like. I'm not telling you to, but if you would want to, it's a suggestion. You can find me at The Black Toilet. And if you want to look at some Lawn Chair stuff, we have a beautiful hoodie and t-shirt coming out this month. I'm going to show you afterwards. But
Sick.
we're at
I'm going to have to get one of them.
We're at Lawn Chair 2. And if you want to check out Computer Food, the beautiful group that we assembled here in the last month, you can follow us on Twitter, on Instagram at CPU Food.
At CPU Food.
At CPU Food. I think it's CPU Food 123. A quick fact check. And while I'm fact checking, how's everyone doing today? Did everyone get a nice rest? Is everyone
responding? Yes. It's been great listening to your soothing voice.
Yeah, thank you so much. Wow. But yeah, on Instagram, we're just at CPU Food. We have all of our upcoming shows, all of our music releases. And on the CPU Food account, we're also going to be doing like when solo acts are releasing music. We're just going to keep it very like informational, as informational as we can. If you want to follow Roach, it's at Roachifer. Don't really know how you spell that. Jaleesa is at Jaleesa. At it's Jaleesa. You can find her there. Nico is at Nico Suavelicious.
Yeah.
Khalil is at Khalil Osborne. It's just like so many.
You got
people.
a SoundCloud?
A SoundCloud? Yes. It's The Black Toilet and produced by Kwanzaa.
Produced by Kwanzaa.
Those are two. And I also know this weird like DJ guy. His name is DJ Raisin Brand. Completely random dude. I don't know who he is, but he also makes EDM. For those who would like to punch the air.
Right on.
For sure.
Punch the air. Yeah. It's funny because EDM is kind of like the electronic version of like hardcore and metal. Like dubstep is like electro metal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's crazy. It's like same breakdowns and everything.
Oh, yeah. So,
but anyway.
The rest of Computer Food, really quick. Alan, a.k.a. Yellow Steve, is on Instagram at Yellow Steve. Remy is on Instagram at Remy Martian. I may be wrong, and if I am, I'm sorry. Ricky is on Instagram at Antacid, and Logan is on Instagram at LBD20 something is on there. If you go to Computer Food account, you'll find us.
Awesome.
I'm sorry for butchering everyone's Instagram name.
Yeah, plug them, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like shameless self-promotion.
Listen,
that's why I'm having all my people on. People that They can teach me something, people that I support, people, you know what I mean? Like, that's what this is for, is, just to showcase the local talents, for me to learn something, and I always like talking to different people, so, so definitely, don't ever be ashamed for the tags on here. We support it 100%.
We are here. Listen, Computer Food, we're here.
Why don't you take us out with a song? Pick a song and you can take us out with it.
All right. So since you're Paul, I'll do this for you. Probably for you only.
Oh,
probably only for you.
This is a Paulie Walnuts But, you know,
Extremely official, unreleased song.
I like it.
The title is called Microdose.
Microdose.
And
Fuck yes, I've done that a little in my day.
it's completely unreleased. It's not mixed nor mastered, so just have that in mind when listening to it.
Yeah.
It's just a rough draft, produced by Remy himself. And yeah, here's Microdose. It should be out when it comes out. I'm not giving away any more information. All right, here's Microdose.
Been up for so long, can't even keep my eyes open. Life's golden, playing games with a stolen token. No longer able to read the sign, there's no smoking. Now I'm walking my new old shirt soaking. Well, it's raining, of course, my motion is halted focus. On the road, the nose breather in the front choking. Because they're boxing the whip, the slave owner shop is closing. Stumble backwards while the bartender's microdosing. Fuck, what in the hell is even going on? A constant migraine when I started to write the song. It's not EQ, but my broke friends will sing along. Feed them songs, be seeing death on steam when you're wrong. Wow, this visine shell is
Tell me,
steam as long as I stumble.
where'd you get that sample?
Listen, Remy is one of the most unique producers I ever met in my life. This, like, before I met Remy, he doesn't use a metronome. He doesn't count the BPM. And then he lays his samples and drums.
Wow.
He's
Does it
next
all like
level.
by feel, yeah.
And I don't know where he got the sample from. As you can tell, his sample chops are like
Sick. Yeah.
they're next level stuff. So
Yeah.
he also just recently bought the MV8000.
Dope. Well, dude, thank you for blessing the unreleased with us. We look forward to hearing the mastered, mixed down version. Definitely looking forward to these two albums and the EP coming out. It's my boy, The Black Toilet, Kwanzaa, my man, Lawn Chair.
DJ Razorbrand, aka DJ Bat Brace, aka Wow, it's so dark outside, aka DJ Headlights, aka Shoestrings.
Hey.
Yeah.
Computer Food, be on the lookout. Thanks for joining, guys. We'll catch you next time.
Yeah.
All right, thanks everybody for tuning in and subscribing. If you have any questions for your boy Paulie Walnuts, or any inquiries on advertisements, guests, booking, and events, please email paulyonthepod@gmail.com. That's PAULYONTHEPOD@gmail.com. Music creds go to the Teal Street Hooligans for their track Circle Up early on. And the intro beats were produced by yours truly. Have a great night, guys. Peace, love, and we'll catch you on the flip side.